Debbie Wasserman Schultz managed to skate through the scandal over her involvement in the manipulation of the Democratic primary with basically no real consequences. I mean, she wasn't able to gavel in the DNC, and in the end, they didn't let her speak at all, which I'm sure must have hurt. But she wasn't forced to resign in shame. She got to step down from being the head of the DNC, saying that it was, her choice. She just happened to do it in the middle of a gigantic scandal. And then at the end of the day, she was made the honorary chairwoman of Hillary Clinton's campaign anyway. But that doesn't mean that there aren't consequences a-coming. They might not have been at the DNC, but it looks like they might be back in her home district, according to a new survey released by her primary challenger, Tim Canova, showing the race tightening up at least a little bit. So the survey released by the Canova campaign found Wasserman Schultz leading her opponent 46% to 38% in Florida's 23rd congressional district. And I know what you're thinking. That's 12 points. That's still a long way to go, and there's less than a month. And that's true, but they did an extra step in this survey. After the pollsters provided more information about the outsider candidate, that being Tim Canova, who has been endorsed by Senator Bernie Sanders, to likely voters, Wasserman Schultz's lead plummeted to just 3 points, 43% to 40%, which means we got a ball game there. Assuming that the voters actually get that additional information. But how would they actually get that information? Campaign ads, which he's going to have the money for because apparently his fundraising has been picking up too. This survey was done during the scandal, in the beginning days of the DNC, and that wasn't the only thing going on during that time. Amid the scandal, Canova reportedly raised $125,000 in just 2 days. Now remember, he's supported by Bernie Sanders, a guy who can rally fundraising when necessary. And so it might be that Canova gets the money necessary to run the ads, to educate the people, to overturn Debbie Wasserman Schultz's chance of winning this primary. And look, this poll was done by Canova's campaign. It's not what I would call an objective source of information. And even the methodology of providing additional information about one candidate rather than others, it doesn't really mimic the real world since she would also be running ads. But people already have way more information about her. And they've recently gotten some that they're unlikely to like, including the allegations about the primary. It's Tim Canova that really has a big gap in information in the electorate, and that's one that he needs to fill fast. And so while the poll might not be objective, and the race might still be a long way from Canova winning, even just the possibility that some real consequences could come to bear on Debbie Wasserman Schultz, I think that's going to be very well received amongst a lot of very angry Democratic primary voters. And that primary, by the way, is being held on August 30th. Just in case you live in the district and want to vote, or maybe you live outside of it and you want to donate a little bit of money to Tim Canova. Just something to think about. And that's my final judgment.